Hello, Leo. Hello, Leo. How are you doing? Let's tune in. Spirit, spirit, spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What are the love messages for Leo and all those who love Leo? Spirit, spirit, spirit. What are the messages for Leo and all those who love Leo? Thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. What are the messages for Leo and all those who love Leo? Thank you for your patience, Leo. I know it's been, it wasn't as quick this month. I'm trying to be more consistent. Whoa, too many. But I had a slow month. I've been reconnecting with friends, so it's taken me away from this kind of stuff, but I want to get it out for you, and we are good. Oh, okay, that one. Slow motion vomit. And Spirit, thank you, thank you, thank you. What are the money, health, and career messages for Leo and all those who love Leo? Thank you, Spirit. What are the messages for Leo and all those who love Leo in money, health, and career? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. What are the messages for Leo and all those who love Leo in money, health, and career? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. Whoa. Hi, angels. What are the overall angelic messages for Leo and all those who love Leo? What angels surround Leo at this time? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What angels surround Leo and all those who love Leo at this time? Thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you. Ooh, that one wanted to come out. Thank you, thank you. Spirit, Spirit, Spirit. What are the messages for Leo and all those who love Leo? Please surround us with the warm, white, loving light of God. Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all, for Leo and all those who love Leo. Spirit, what are the messages for Leo and all those who love Leo? Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all, for Leo and all those who love Leo. All my cards right now are been out of shape. I don't know why. Maybe something to do with humidity or lack thereof. Willpower. Unreality. And pride. That's a very Leo card. Lions are prides of the jungle. They have their pack is called the Pride, right? Your tribe. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What are the messages for Leo and all those who love Leo? I don't think that's for you. I don't feel it. For Leo and all those who love Leo. Thank you, Spirit. What are the messages for Leo and all those who love Leo? Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all. Please surround us with the warm, light, loving light of God. What are the messages for Leo and all those who love Leo? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One more shuffle. What are the messages for Leo and all those who love Leo? The Star. Good, good. The Empress. Like that card too. Four of Cups. It's overall good. So you could be dealing with an Aquarius. You could be dealing with a Libra or a Taurus. But what I see here is there's some sort of wish you want, and there's a big, a very direct focus on that wish, a very direct path to make that wish come true. Might have something to do with creating something. The Empress is like the mama, the sexy mama of the deck, so she... You know that saying where it's something like a man can buy a house, but a woman will make it a home, and you know, he can basically, the Empress is the multiplier, right? So the Empress takes her resources and she nurtures them and she multiplies them. She's the great multiplier of the tarot. She represents femininity, motherhood, abundance, fertility, creativity. So this wish, this direct aim towards something, is about nurturing your resources to make an abundance of something. It's paired with unreality, so there might be some unrealistic expectations. You might also have a goal as far as like body looks, body goals, right? Because she is the sexy mama, so you might, be working on your abs, to get in shape or something. At the end, we see Pride and the Four of Cups, which is paired together nicely, but it's a little... we'll see what the other cards have to say, but Pride and the Four of Cups. Four of Cups in the traditional Rider-Waite deck is... Pardon the noise. In the traditional Rider-Waite deck, it is a similar card. It shows a boy who is sitting in this beautiful pasture. I think maybe, I don't know if the Rider-Waite deck has this, but I know the Cosmic Tarot has this, and I read from that one a lot too. But he has a picnic before him, and it's just a beautiful place to be, and he has... 3 cups in front of him, and then the hand of God is giving him another cup from the sky. So another opportunity is being presented to him. And he is a sulky butt, and he doesn't even care about that cup because he's like, you know what, I'm over it. So sometimes it can represent like a stinginess. Sometimes it's like you are bored and unimpressed because you've had all that before and perhaps it didn't go in your favor. It's a little different meaning in this particular deck, and again, we'll see how the other cards play out, but in this deck, it shows a woman, a fairy. She has wings, she has wings, and behind her there are 3 cups, and then there's this bigger cup in the foreground that she is meditating on. She has her eyes closed, and she's in a meditative pose. You can see her... Does this focus? You can see her legs are crossed. And she's really focusing on this one cup and not getting distracted by the other 3 cups. And perhaps even like being appreciative of these other 3 cups. So while the traditional Rider-Waite meaning can mean like ungratefulness and this stingy like not being grateful for what you're offered card, this is more of a like being in gratitude and meditating on bigger things for yourself. Paired with Pride, it's like you're not willing to settle for less, and that's good. I mean, it's like, it's Leo nature, right? So let's see what your angel has to say. Your angel is Azure, and Azure says, your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. Have patience and faith, and don't try to force it to happen. So this is your overall spiritual message. So your wish, whatever you're meditating on, it is achievable. Whether it's a creative project, it could even be, a baby, if you are pregnant, because the Empress does represent pregnancy and motherhood and all of that. But whatever is in your aim, whatever is in your meditations and your manifestations and the things you dream about and the things you want to create or co-create for yourself, all of that is achievable. So let's go on to see what Azure has to say. And Azure, isn't that blue? Azure skies. She's flying out from... A clock is behind her and she's flying out. It's time, baby. There's also a dove right there, so... peace might be a message for you. Azure says, yes, you will receive your wish. Wish, the star. Yes, you will receive your wish. However, divine timing, divine timing means that patience and positive visualization are needed right now. Ask me to help you buoy your faith so that you don't slip into negativity. You can speed up the process excuse me, you can speed up the process of answered prayers by having more faith in the inevitability. Conversely, doubts or worries about how your prayers will be answered will slow them down. Remember that the how of answered prayers is up to the divine wisdom of the Creator. I have to learn that too. I understand, Leo. This is my life lesson at the moment as well. Although you may feel urgency or even panic about your prayers, please trust that we angels are working nonstop behind the scenes to help you. Keep surrendering and releasing these worries and fears to God and the angels. The more that you can stay centered in faith, the more easily we can assist you. So sometimes we get like really anxious that, you know, just worried that life is going to throw curveballs our way, it's not going to go our way, and this angel is reminding us to have faith in God, know God's divine timing, and just know that God has your back, whatever that means to you. God, source, all of that. So let's see. What more? Hold on one second. Okay, what more messages we can get from this? So, Spirit, could you surround us with the warm, white, loving light of God? Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all, for Leo and all those who love Leo. I feel like this is part of your message. For Leo and all those who love Leo, could you give us clarity on the star, willpower, and azure? Oh, too much, too much. Spirit, what are the messages for Leo and all those who love Leo? What are the overall spiritual messages for Leo and all those who love Leo? Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all. Please give us clarity on the star, willpower, and azure. One more shuffle. Four of Wands. So you might feel a little destabilized right now. I'm recalling one Leo I know. He is, you have the Empress right here. So you have the Empress in your first spread. I'm recalling one Leo who is the leader of my spiritual community, and my spiritual community has dismantled right now. My church is going through a breakup of sorts, and my minister is leaving. He's a Leo, and he's leaving. And so the Four of Wands talks about foundations. It talks about family, stability, home life. It can mean like weddings, celebration, but it's four foundations. In the traditional Rider-Waite deck, it's the Four of Wands is four wands into the ground that are like tent poles, and women are assembling this tent in celebration of a wedding. So, you know, it's about marriage, family, but I also see it as just stability, foundations, building lives with others, and, you know, it's definitely like a love and family card, but I see it as deeper than that, especially in like spiritual communities. So perhaps your spiritual community is breaking down because we have the Four of Wands reversed, and the star is reversed. So the star is like, I mean, you have the star upright and the star reversed. So you might be flip-flopping between these two. But the star reversed is, every time I see the star, I feel like your wish is going to come true. Your wish is destined. But when the star is reversed, I feel like it's a lack of faith. Like cloudy skies, you can't see the stars ahead of you. You know? Like, or like streetlights blocking your view of the stars. So you can't like wish on a star if you can't see them. You're losing your faith in people and your community and yourself and your goals and, you know, and possibly even in God. And there's still like, it's like Jesus with the parable of the mustard seed. And Jesus said that like the smallest bit of faith that you have can really move mountains, can really change the world. So even though times may seem a little hopeless right now, or, you know, maybe just in general, you just feel like the world is destabilized, and it's hard to have hope and faith in others, in humanity, know that the star is within your grasp, that your wishes are destined. I mean, right here it says your desired outcome is in the very near future. You have the wish card up right here, along with your willpower. So I think the challenge for you this month is to will yourself into this faith. Hard as it may be, uprooted as you may feel, to practice having trust in God when things seem like they're not on the right path. Here we have the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords talks about feeling trapped. In this particular deck, it's a half-naked woman with a blanket covering her, and she has her hand in her face in her hand, and all these ghosts are chasing her down a stairwell. She's very haunted by these ghosts. The swords are thoughts. They're mental activity. And so sometimes when we have bombarding thoughts, they can, you know, haunt us. And the Eight of Swords is a card about feeling trapped. She feels trapped by these ghosts. She feels haunted by her thoughts. And no way to escape them, right? She's running away from them and they keep following her. But when I see this card, the Eight of Swords always talks about, in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, she is blindfolded, has her hands tied, and feels like she can't, she's surrounded by swords and feels like she's trapped and she can't get out of these swords. But the lesson is, if she would just take off her blindfold and, you know, break free of the ties that bind her hand, then she could just step around those swords and it's not a big deal. So in that wisdom, I see these thoughts that are haunting you like they're not real. If you have dealt with ghosts and spirit, it's like if you use your willpower, if you use your, I mean, Leos are very commanding, right? They're very, like leaders, you know, like leader of the pack, leader of the pride. Very in command, very royal, kingly, queenly. So if you use your inner strength, if you use your inner power, then you can assert yourself in front of these ghosts and drive them away from you. So you are actually in control of these thoughts. You are actually in control of these ghosts that are haunting you. You just need to assume, to have this faith that you are stronger than they are, because like they're not in physical form. They can't hurt you, right? Nanook, my dog. I'm sorry, Nanook. Hey. Thank you. Thank you. So these thoughts that are haunting you, these thoughts that are following you, I think they are destabilizing you. They are knocking you off course, but it's like an illusion, or, you know, they might actually be there, but they're not as powerful as you are, right? You are in control. You are in charge of your thoughts. You are the captain of your own ship, baby. So let's go on to your money, health, and career messages for Leo and all those who love Leo. Money, health, and career, we have the Empress with unreality. So health, again, you could be dealing with maternity, motherhood, reproductive issues in a positive way. If you're a woman, you could be dealing with getting yourself attractive, getting your body. You might have unrealistic expectations about your body, but I see you nurturing your body in a way to achieve body goals. So anyway, in career, you could be trying to manifest a creative project or nurture some sort of seed that was planted, some sort of idea that was planted. You could be dealing with children in your career. Let's see what the map of the Oracle has to say. Is it map of the... Enchanted map of the Oracle. Solitude. Let's see. We see a... is it a lighthouse? It's a lighthouse by a pond, but it looks like an abandoned one. Obvious. If it's solitude, right? Okay. In your money, health, and career. Solitude says, I am comfortable in my own skin as I detach to replenish my soul. Meditation is required when you receive the solitude card as a sign. Empty your mind of superfluous thoughts and allow stillness to flow through your whole being. This is not an advantageous time to ask questions or push toward any way. Rather, it's a period of conscious retreat. The message I'm getting right now is to kind of gestate. Perhaps you're in a limbo period where you don't know where, you don't know like the next step that you're going. And I see unreality here, so you might not even know where that next step would be. There might be a lot of uncertainty, but perhaps this is a time to, you know, gestate like a mother would. Give it time, give it patience, and it's like a nesting energy, you know, like when mama is pregnant, she doesn't know, the baby's always a mystery, right? You don't know if it's going to be healthy, you don't know if it's going to be a boy or a girl. Perhaps on your life path in regards to your money, career, even health, there might be a lot of things that are unseen, that are not within your scope of reality. And it's just a time to bake, you know, to bake those, to bake what's already been planted and see what comes out of that. So let's see. This is not an advantageous time to ask questions or push forward in any way. Rather, it's a period of conscious retreat. What's called for you now is to step back and take your focus off of your life and your troubles. You'll be surprised by how things sort themselves out once you've replenished your energy by means of a much-needed rest and time out. I think this also goes into relying on God, having faith in God, that however you see God, that life force, that love force will sort itself out. And, you know, God has your back. God has your back, Leo. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but he do. Or she do. Or it do. However you feel it. Okay. Spirit, 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 please surround us with the warm light, loving light of God. Please give us God-given guidance for Leo and all those who love Leo. Could you clarify? Thank you, Spirit. Could you clarify Empress, unreality, and solitude for Leo and all those who love Leo? Thank you. One more shuffle. You may definitely be dealing with a Libra because we have the King of Swords here with the Empress. Empress is Venusian. She's about beauty and love. Libra is ruled by Venus, and she is an air sign. The King of Swords. The King of Swords is an air sign. If it's not a Libra, you could be dealing with an Aquarius or a Gemini. And the King of Swords is someone who is... They can seem kind of cold. This could also be your energy too. They could seem a little cold sometimes. And, but it's like their detachment is in an effort to, like they detach themselves from sentimentality so that they can administer the best for people, right? for some reason, this is coming to mind. When I was a kid, my grandparents were hoarders, so they had just crap all over their house, right? And my granddad called me into the computer room to see some sort of like silly computer game. And so I had to crawl over all this like junk to get to him, and they had this fan that was going, and the fan was like open face. It didn't have the like metal plate on the front side of it, like the wire, you know, like mesh fence type of thing over the fan. So I was like getting my bearings straight, trying to crawl over this junk, and I stuck my finger in this fan and chopped my finger pretty bad. I got a deep cut because the fan blade went like through my finger. And my granddad, he was a jerk, by the way. This sounds awful, but I'm actually glad he's dead. But anyway, he was in the medical profession, and so he immediately tried to administer you know, some sort of healing for me, some sort of to make it better, you know. And he put like Vaseline on this wound, and it hurt even worse, and he just wasn't helpful at it. And I think what got in the way, because he was, from what I understand, a good medical professional, but what got in the way of him like healing me was this emotion we had between us where we just hated each other. Or where it was a strained relationship. So it's like that, those feelings, that sentimentality got in the way of, you know, making things better for me. So, you know, I definitely see there's a woman in a wheelchair in this particular deck, and I assume this is the King of Swords coming in with a medical bag. And so whatever this is in your health or your career, I think someone is detached or needs to be detached in an effort to have the best outcome for everyone involved. And it's interesting because we have a man, you could definitely be dealing with health, but we have a man here who is also, it looks like he's in a waiting room in a doctor's office, and it looks like the same freaking man. Only this time, like in this King of Swords card, he looks like someone who is detached from emotion and providing the best medical advice for this woman to help her in her situation. Sentimentality is not getting in the way. And then over here we have the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles talks about loss, about, and actually this Four of Swords card, or Four of Wands card, excuse me, it's a lot like the traditional Five of Pentacles card. But the Five of Pentacles is a card about, it's usually a couple who is, it's snowing in this card, in the Four of Wands in this deck. It's snowing and we see a family inside. In the traditional Rider-Waite deck, the Five of Pentacles shows a couple in threadbare clothes, and they're walking in the snow. One has a cane, and it's very like hard times for them. And it's a card about feeling left out of in the cold, about feeling abandoned, about feeling like shut out of a place. And they're outside of a church, and the advice is that if they would kind of let down their pride and ask for help, they could just walk into the church and they wouldn't feel so alone, they wouldn't feel out in the cold, they wouldn't feel abandoned. In this card, it's like, I see perhaps on the other side of this hospital door is someone that this man loves, And, you know, perhaps they're dying, perhaps they're in bad health, they're in poor health, and this is really painful for the man. Where this man didn't have sentimentality, this man has a lot of sentimentality. He was very connected to who's ever on the other side of this door. And I don't think in this particular deck, the Five of Pentacles is so much about abandonment as it is about losing those you love. And that's sad. Was this reversed? I can't remember. If it was reversed, then it's like you're coming out of that and asking for help and going into the church and perhaps getting the medical procedures that are needed. We also have the Ten of Pentacles reversed, and the Ten of Pentacles is like the retirement card. So something in your work or health or career that you once thought had long-term stability, long-term potential, has escaped you at the moment, is unavailable to you, has changed. In this particular deck, we see a beautiful house in the background, and in the foreground, we see two happy kids in a tree house. So it's like, when I see the Ten of Pentacles, it's like putting X amount of money away each paycheck, and then at the end of your life, after you've retired, you and your partner can buy that RV. You can build the house for the grandkids. You have this nest egg that you have accrued over time to give you basic needs in life and luxuries and, you know, resources for those you love. But because it's reversed, it's like those long-term goals are changing. Those long-term goals are no longer what they used to be. Perhaps there is some loss, and you've had to factor in this loss in regards to, like, you weren't expecting this loss, but now you have to factor it into what you want for the long term. But whatever this is, again, I do feel like there's a gestation element where you just need to give it a rest, be by yourself and meditate. We did have, again, the meditate card right here, right? And kind of let the answers come to you instead of directly seeking them right now. And, you know, I see this and it's like kind of a suspension card. He's waiting, you know, outside the hospital room. And again, I can't remember if it was right side up or reversed, but there might be some impatience on waiting for, like, the results. Okay, let's move along to your love. Everyone loves love. So we have Pride and our Four of Cups. You might if you're single, you might be going on dates and coming up with just people who aren't tickling your fancy, you know? They're just kind of like, bleh. Like, this isn't doing anything for me. I've seen it all before. I want something different. You may also be experiencing this boredom or lack of interest as a result of you not feeling like they are showing enough interest. So, you know, this pride element where, like, you deserve better. And I don't know if that's a positive or negative, Leo. We'll have to turn over the cards to see. But yeah, let's turn over the cards to see. So we have slow down, you move too fast. Slow down says, when you are excited, you get ahead of yourself. Take some time to allow things to unfold. So it's kind of the same message of divine timing, solitude, meditation, gestation, waiting on your wishes. We see a woman who is laying down. You could be dealing with a Pisces. We have fish here. And twin flame. Pisces might be your twin flame. But it looks like she's dreaming. And she has a maze in front of her too. But it looks like she's asleep and dreaming. So definitely rest and relaxation is required. And maybe a slower pace than you're used to. Spirit, 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 thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Could you give us guidance for Four of Cups, Pride, and Slow Down? If you are coupled with someone, you might have reached a period where, you know, you've done the courtship and the romance, and now it's just the, like, slow cooker. You put the put the recipe on slow cook right now, right? And then like savor the relationship instead of, you know, all the bells and whistles. Spirit, can you provide us God-given guidance for Leo and all those who love Leo, and further clarification on the Four of Cups, Pride, and Slow Down? And like, that isn't the slow cook time is not always like, I think it's one of my, like, favorite times, you know. You have, like, this warmth of the relationship. It's comfy. It's cozy. It may not be, like, fireworks and exciting, but it's, like, it's comfy. I like that. Okay. Spirit, Spirit, Spirit for Leo and all those who love Leo. We're almost done. I feel it. Okay, that one. This has been coming up a lot. Okay. You might also be dealing with an Aries. We have the Emperor here. But the Emperor is ultimate masculine energy. If you are a woman, then this is the husband you seek. It's the ultimate man, ultimate masculinity, like ultimate daddy, ultimate, like, just man in charge that you want as a husband. Someone who's going to protect you, someone who's going to provide for you, someone who is going to profess his love and, you know, make sure everyone knows that you are his empress. Oh, the empress, right? Empress. You are his empress. That's a good sign, actually. We got the Two of Cups here. The Two of Cups is soulmate energy. In this deck, it's really sweet. It's two little kids. It's not unlike the Six of Cups in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, who also has, it's 6 cups, but it's 2 children giving each other gifts. Very sweet and innocent, but it talks about someone from the past. In this particular deck, because I see children and the Two of Cups, it could be someone from your past. It could also be a friendship, because, you know, this is a very innocent, sweet love. 2 kids. And so a friendship or someone from your past could be in your environment, could be an Aries. But if it's not someone from your past or not a friendship, then this is just a strong kinship with someone. And because we have the Emperor and the Empress, that's such a good sign, Leo. And if you are coupled, you are with your divine partner, and that's awesome. We have another gestation card right here, another, like, harvesting card. So this is the Seven of Pentacles, is a card about planting your seeds and waiting for your crops to bloom. So in the background we have these men who are tilling the soil and getting it ready to, you know, they're taking care of the crop and making sure that whatever blooms, whatever blossoms, whatever grows is healthy, not unlike pregnancy, not unlike having a child. But they make sure that the fruits of their labor are going to be rich, abundant, full of nourishment, and, you know, the best things for them. In the foreground, we see a building with lots of growth on the side, lots of roses growing on the side. So there's potential, there's growth, there is, you know, this abundance. I see a very abundant reading, although, you know, there may be some feelings of lack, there may be some feelings of being an outsider, being left out, but it's like underneath the soil, there's just so much. I love that for you, Leo. That's awesome. So in the foreground, it shows a woman who is sending I think it's a carrier pigeon, maybe a dove of peace. So you could be like wanting peace, or trying to make amends, trying to make peace, trying to, you know, reconcile an offer. But I see this as like a carrier pigeon, as someone who has sent off their message. You know, they've planted a seed, and they know, they have faith, right? They have faith that the carrier pigeon is going to come back with another message, that their efforts are going to be rewarded with something in return. So if you are dealing with an Aries or with your ultimate baby daddy, then this is someone who you have faith in, who I see a very like reciprocal relationship, a very give and take. You know, here it's two children giving each other gifts. Not one gift is bigger than the other. It's very eye to eye, you know, same wavelength, on the same page. So they're giving each other an exchange, an equal exchange. You have faith that your efforts will produce a return. And you have the ultimate masculine card. And masculinity, you know, right now we're dealing with toxic masculinity in the world. And so I think masculinity is getting challenged. But on the good end of that, when I feel like, you know, masculinity and femininity work in tandem. And so when you have a strong masculine energy that is of the light, is of the good, is its best self and its best form, you have something that is very powerful and very commanding, very directed and focused. So someone like that might be in your life. Very in control. And, you know, toxic masculinity, it can be this controlling energy. It can be, you know, the thumb of the patriarchy. But when it's in its upright, when it's in its light, it is a leader, leadership. Someone who is, who, like, respects those who they lead, right? So, this could be your energy, this could be your partner's energy, or this could be, you know, if you are single. Oh, sorry, Leo. If you are single, if you're slowing down to meditate, this would be the type of person, particularly if you identify with the feminine energy, this would be the type of person to meditate on, is your masculine counterpart that's of the light, that's of the good, and that is your equal, right? If you are the divine feminine, you must call in the divine masculine. You must manifest and meditate on the divine masculine. I love this reading for you, Leo. I love it. Okay, let's see. You might be dealing, I am seeing perhaps a sibling in your family with health problems. Maybe an Aquarius. I feel like it's all going to be okay. The star usually represents Aquarius, and Aquarius is the water bearer. So I don't know the exact story behind like Aquarian constellations or anything, but I know that Aquarians are a little weird. They're ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is unconventional and outside of the box. And a little rebellious, and they just have their antenna tuned to a different frequency. And I know, I'm thinking of an Aquarius friend of mine who, like, believes in alien religions. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, my granddad, not the jerk, but my granddad is an Aquarius, and he's into that alien stuff too. So I'm getting this hit that I have to tell you. Once I got my star chart done, it's interesting we have the stars here, but I got my star chart done, and by Vicki Verley, the rock and roll prophetess. If you want to look her up on YouTube, she did a great reading. I loved it, but it was kind of like a past life astro chart reading, and Soul's Journey, I think is what it's called, but it was really eye-opening to my life purpose. But she said that in a past life, I was like from another planet, and I came to Earth to help with irrigation systems and like help people with clean water, like civilizations with clean water. And so I'm definitely seeing that vibe in this card. I know that was kind of a roundabout way of saying it, but it's like you could be a healer. And the star is a very healing card. Sometimes it talks about healing energy. But you could be a beacon, a healer to someone by showing them health systems that they may not be aware of, or this is such a small thing, and I don't know why it's coming through, but I guess it's a message for some of you. Like, perhaps you give a sibling like a water filter pitcher or something. Like something small like that, but I feel like water's involved, and it will help with their health, and it's like a knowledge that you can, like a knowledge or a resource that you can help them with, or like you could help them install a water filter on their faucet, or I don't know. Yeah, I see this gift. So maybe you're gifting them, or perhaps you're being gifted a water filter. I don't know why that message is coming through, but again, I guess it was for someone. I'm seeing ghost stories, like kids and ghost stories. That's cute. If you're a father, you could be really connected to your children right now. And I see a really good relationship, and you know, they look up to you, and it's like you derive a lot of joy from leading them into adulthood, bringing them up. That's really sweet, Leo. And then the next we have if you're losing someone in the family to a health issue, I am really sorry about that. I do see an element of that here, but they're in a better place. You know, this Dove of Peace, going to a better place. Oh, I know a message wants to come through, but I cannot find it. If you are happily coupled, I feel like this relationship has released a lot of things in you, has given you this peace that perhaps you felt eluded you before. So it's like, if you're happily coupled, again, I saw like a great reading for couples. I feel like this has released you in a lot of ways and is going to bring like even more things to you. I love that for you. You might be waiting on a message from your dad. I mean, we have the Emperor here, so you could be dealing with your own dad issues. Perhaps your dad is going through health problems. Okay, Leo, I think those are all the messages I got for you. I hope that was a great reading. Let me, it was a great reading for me. I'm really excited that, I mean, some of it was a little tricky, but I feel like overall, things are on a really good path for you. But let me know in the comment section. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I love you very much, and I will see you next time.